Hey there, guys. Happy hump day. I wanted to share my experience with you. I live in Frisco, Texas, and I had somebody from Crystal Clear come to my house yesterday, and they tested my water. And it was a super interesting experience. He came in, and I had to actually be there and participate. So it was about 45 minutes to an hour. And he had all these different samples and things like that. So I learned a couple things. Now I've been looking into getting a water filtration system for the house. Many of you know I had cancer, and my son has some, hi Donna, he's had allergies and things like that. I have SIBO, so I have digestive issues, and I'm still in the process of learning a lot about that and kind of figuring out and learning how to change some of my foods that are healthy that I've been eating, which is a totally frustrating process. So anyway, I had my water tested. Here's what I found out. Okay, high levels of chlorine in my water. It was gross. It turned yellow. He had this little chemistry experiment. It was really interesting though. And he just used my kitchen sink. So took samples of my tap water, and he did a test on the chlorine, high levels of that. Bromine was high as well. So I learned that I don't drink out of my faucet, but of course I take baths, I take showers, and I still use it sometimes to cook. A lot of times I'll use distilled water that I'll buy from the store, but anyway, I shower in it, and he was explaining to me how often as you're in the shower, you're breathing that in, and high levels of chlorine can cause cancer. Yeah, it's one of the factors, and colon cancer and rectal cancer was both on there, and I had colorectal cancer. So I was like, oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me. So that was one thing I learned. I had high levels of bromine. They put bromine in the water usually because chlorine evaporates. Bromine doesn't evaporate, so it kind of helps it to kind of stay in the filtration, like when they're treating the water, so it can kill the bacteria and all the other gross stuff from our lakes and waters. Good thing was I didn't have any nitrites in it. So nitrites can be from fertilizer and animal feces, and I was really scared of that test, but fortunately it was super low. There was no nitrites in my water. There was heavy metals. That was kind of in the mid-range section. So there was high heavy metals in there. And they tested, it was a really cool experiment. They took water from, they had an example from their water filtration system. He took some water from there in a vial. He took some water from my tap, and then we did one of the waters from Simple Truth from Kroger. And he put some drops in there to see if it would separate the sediment. And so we actually had a lot of sediment in the tap water, so calcium, magnesium, which can be really hard on your pipes and then really hard on your digestive pipes as well, and kidney stones and things like that can be a factor if you have too much of that in your water. It was really interesting because there's a couple of things. I wanted to test my water, and I am actually going to do a mold test as well. My friend Carrie has had multiple health issues and is just schooling me on mold in our homes. And so that's going to be my next thing that I'm going to test in my house, because having the health issues that I had, that Philip has, that my son Tristan has always had allergies, basically since he was born in Texas. I really want to kind of get to the bottom of this and try to make my home as clean as possible. I've always used really organic products, and I eat really well, but our environment and what comes through your pipes comes into your home, and especially even if you don't drink it, right? So it was really interesting. If you guys are interested in knowing more, it's called Crystal Clear, and I can put a couple people down for to send them references. And they give you a $25 gift card if you'll just spend some time with them. It's about, like I said, 45 minutes to an hour. So they have Home Depot, Amazon. So I got a $25 gift card. And then if you decide to go with the water filtration system, it's from Westinghouse as a manufacturer. And so I'm really excited. I ended up deciding to go for it and do that. And the other test that was really cool is, so in Frisco, our water is really hard. And I told him, I said, I don't know if I've ever been able to compare the two, hard water, soft water. So he had me soap up my hands, and then I had put it under my faucet and then put it under the little filtration system he brought. And I couldn't believe how soft my hands were. So I'm really excited to have this in my house. So they were here yesterday, kind of putting stuff in. The cool thing about it, it's a lifetime warranty. And if you move from here, you can take it with you. And then they'll put it in. So they're all throughout the country and stuff. So if you're interested in that, I'll send you more information. They're all throughout the country. So even if you don't live in Frisco, there's other consultants that can come to your house and get it tested and stuff like that. So the other thing, hey, Miss Brandy. And who else do I have on here? Katie Love, my mom just got, wow. Yeah, Katie, definitely. Definitely look at, I mean, water, our environment, it's huge. And I'm so sorry to hear about your mom. I know that is such tough news to hear, trust me. And, you know, like you and I talk, I know you're really healthy and you're probably there to encourage your mom with all the stuff that you know, because you're a resource of knowledge. Oh, the other cool thing was, because I decided to, you know, I financed this thing. And the cool thing about it was they give you, for 5 years, they are partnered with a company that has all organic chemicals. It kind of reminded me of Shaklee. So those of you that maybe used Shaklee back in like the late 90s, I used to use that a lot. And so it was kind of cool. Like you get, for 5 years, this product. It comes once a year in a big box, and you just, you know, have to use a little bit. That's the greatest thing about products that are, you know, vegan and clean and organic. So that was the other benefit to it as well. So if you're a homeowner, want more information, let me know. I'm going to put you down in the list and have somebody come over and check your water. Now, the other thing I wanted to show you guys was, I have to teach my children that when it comes to the Vitamix, see how cloudy it is? Yeah. So we had SOS pads underneath the sink. I hardly ever use them, but they took the SOS pad and like my Vitamix is all messed up. But I'm just gonna use some vinegar, unless anybody else has any other suggestions for me to get this grimy stuff off. Now it could be because of my hard water as well, because he was showing me how cloudy things get and the residue that you have in your showers and all that can be because of the hard water. So anyway, don't use an SOS pad, like ever, on a Vitamix when it's an expensive blender. And now it looks ugly. So when I do my live here on my smoothie, it's gonna look all nasty. So I needed to prep with that so you guys knew, like, it's not because of me, it's because, see, I have these boys that are learning to wash the dishes and I wasn't there. And so I guess they were trying to get grime off of it. I don't know what happened. I usually wash it myself. This is why I don't leave it in my sink. All right, so I'm going to flip this around here. So I'm gonna show you a smoothie that, I do when I want something kind of yummy. I don't know, I wasn't feeling like the fruity smoothie today. So I'm gonna do a banana and some cacao powder. So if you guys don't have this stuff, oh my God, I love this. This is a plant-based superfood and it's made from cacao beans. So it's just like dark chocolate. And if you were to buy cacao beans and eat them, like they're bitter, just know that. But, you know, this is cool. I like this right here. It says there's more magnesium than 1 serving of spinach. Well, that's awesome. I mean, we're going to use some spinach as well. So, but cacao powder. So I'm going to use like 2 scoops of that in there. And I use milk. I either use my own almond milk that I make, or I buy this kind. And the thing that I like about this, and I showed this on a live in my nutrition group the other day, you know, it's got, you know, filtered water and almonds, and there's not a bunch of gums in it. So when you have SIBO, like I have, and if those of you don't know what that is, it's small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. Those of us that were diagnosed in the 90s, because nobody knew what the hell was wrong with us, then they told us we had IBS. Now they're finding out about 75 to 80% of people have SIBO. And so when you have SIBO, even the nut milks, I haven't done dairy in years, but you know, I was doing the nut milks. I remember I did soy milk like in the early 2000s, and then we learned that soybeans weren't great for us. And then I started doing the almond milks and coconut milk. Well, the problem is they have those gums and carrageenan in them. And so because of that, it can really mess up your gut for people who have SIBO especially. So just so you know that, I can't do cashews, cashew milk, because that is on my no-no list because I have SIBO, but I can do almond milk. So if I don't make my own, I'll just grab this. So this is nice. I put this in my coffee too sometimes, just like as a creamer if I don't feel like drinking it black. And the other thing I have is sunflower butter, and normally I buy the one that says natural, not creamy. And this is the importance. I wanted to show you guys this because, you know, sometimes we're in the store and we don't maybe look at the label. Like we know, like, oh, sun butter, like that's a good, you know, butter. I should get that instead of Peter Pan peanut butter. But the problem is when you look at this, it has mono and diglycerides in it, which is a derivative of corn. And corn is a highly allergenic food, and usually high GMO as well. So sunflower butter is really good, but you want to get the natural, not the creamy. So sometimes we're in a hurry, we buy stuff like that, but I wanted to show you that. Make sure you look at the labels. I always tell everybody, if you can't read it, don't eat it. And if you know, obviously if it's made in the lab, it's going to make the body feel bad. So if it looks like that, obviously we don't know what a mono and a diglyceride is. That's not like a banana. We know what a banana is. Nobody asks me about a banana. So anyway, I'm gonna put a spoonful of that in there. I have some chia seeds in here. So I'll have some healthy fats, quite a bit with the butter, sun butter, and then the chia seeds. So that means like later on, I'll just make sure that I have more of a heavy vegetable, you know, lunch and dinner. And I can't do avocados, which is so sad with SIBO. But you know, I've just had to eat olives. I've really learned to love olives. So this is, I'll use about 2 handfuls of this. I am not somebody that measures a lot of stuff. So honestly, when you're eating whole foods, you don't have to bother with all the macros and the measurements and all that kind of stuff. And then I'm gonna put it in what looks like my dirty Vitamix. It's not dirty though, it's because it was used with an SOS pad. So anyway, I wanted to show you guys this. This is so delicious. If you just want something creamy and yummy, and maybe you want like the chocolate peanut butter type of smoothie, and it's just a healthier version. So what are you guys doing today on hump day? What kind of smoothies are you having? You know, let's just encourage each other to keep getting whole foods, plant-based as much as you can. And thanks for listening. And again, if you want more information about the water testing, let me know. All right, guys, have a great hump day. And if nobody told you yet today, keep showing up and have a great day. If it's sunny by you, go enjoy the sun. And you got a nice booty. I put that on my picture this morning. So, because if you don't say it to yourself, maybe nobody else will. All right, guys, have a good day.